Greetings, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to be looking at legacy. Baishu, arigatou gozaimasu. And welcome back to the 11th year of the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Prezen no Tachiden. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muda ni suru no wa yamimashou. And my just-released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery, and all are available on Amazon. This podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan. Trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We're not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentation Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Touches in no Share Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcaster Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. If we're going, today's handy Japanese phrase is Shinji urarenai. Shinji urarenai. Shinji urarenai. Unbelievable. Unable to be believed. Unbelievable. Shinji urarenai. Shinji urarenai. Shinji urarenai. Well, when you hear something that is unbelievable, that is the expression you need. Shinji urarenai. Shinji urarenai. Shinji urarenai. Now this is episode number 580. And today we're talking about no legacy leadership in Japan. Have you ever had the experience of leaving a job where you worked your backside off and seeing your successor royally screw it up? We spend so many hours at work, and we are trying hard to lift the bar through our leadership. Ironically, if we do well, we get promoted or we join another company seeking a bigger job. It's very disheartening to have left and see the place go backwards under the command of your replacement. You wonder, what all those weekends spent working away from family and daily long hours are all about? We expect that we add to the cause and the firm progresses, constantly moving forward, improving all the time. We expect those who come after us to be doing the same thing and add to the pile of progress we have established. So it's very confronting to read some statistics recently about how short the term at the top is these days, and think about what does that mean for the leader's legacy. According to data analysis firm Equilar, the median term for a CEO in the 500 largest US companies is now down to 4.7 years, having dropped 20% over the last 10 years. Russell Reynolds says globally for CFOs, the tenure is down to a 5-year low of 5.7 years. If you are sent from headquarters to Japan to run the local operation, you don't have much time. If you realize this and decide to go gung-ho from day one and drive change to get the results faster, then you'll probably blow up the local firm. On the other hand, if you wait to really understand the market, customers, the staff, and the culture, then years of study will be required. By the time you get it, it's time to pack your bags for the next assignment or another job change. The analogy I like for leading in Japan is like swimming in a warm but foggy lake. You land here from headquarters, and you're immediately placed in a warm, nice lake, but the surface is covered in a heavy fog. You can hear voices and vaguely make out shapes, but not much is familiar. Over time, the fog lifts a little, as you understand Japan better and you can make out the shoreline and some islands. After about 3 years, the fog lifts and bingo, it's now time to leave for your next post. What did you get done? What legacy have you left? If we go too fast, the Japanese team cannot keep up, and we'll have new internal troubles. This might include staff writing to the chairman, anonymously, informing headquarters that you are ruining the business in Japan and destroying the firm here. It might mean key staff conclude you're an idiot, and they vote with their feet and join the opposition. In today's Japan, job mobility has changed an enormous amount, and shifting firms doesn't have the same negative stigma it once had, which used to ensure lifetime employment with the one company. It might mean you decide to become efficient with customer relationships, and after overcoming stubborn staff resistance, you force your will on everyone, only to see your buyers depart and not come back. Find out more. We come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do them in Japanese and we do them in English, do them in our super safe classroom. We do them live online. The show today is being brought to you by, on the 14th and 15th of October, our High Impact Presentations course, and on the 18th we'll be doing our Leadership Training for Managers 3-day program. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. So that's www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. So that's greg.story, STORY, at dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 2,300 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs right up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television. Don't forget to grab my business best-selling books on Japan on Amazon. Japan Sales Mastery, which is Saegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Presen no Tachijin. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muda ni suru wa yamemashou, and my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery, and all are available on Amazon. Welcome back. At the same time, headquarters are contacting you because they are not seeing the spike in revenue numbers they sent you out there for. The staff engagement survey results are a disaster. Your bosses are not happy with your performance as a leader. You try to explain the subtleties and nuances of the Japanese market and how business is done here, but it all falls on deaf ears. They are fully preoccupied with themselves, and nobody cares about your problems. There are no simple answers, unfortunately. Listening is a good idea during the initial 6-month stage, especially listening to customers. Finding allies within the staff of the firm who can get behind your changes is going to be vital. You can posture and pontificate, shooting out orders, only to find those below are sabotaging your efforts. Weeks later, you eventually discover they are not doing anything to carry out your commands. This country has a lot of informal, subterranean lobbying going on, and the big meetings are there to rubber stamp what has already been negotiated prior between the relevant parties. That means we have to persuade rather than order, to coalesce rather than remonstrate, to engage instead of using aggression. Sadly, none of this is fast, and your bosses back home want fast. We are fighting fires on 2 fronts at the same time. We are pushing headquarters to get behind what we're trying to do. We're persuading the team to do what we want, but at a faster pace than what they are used to. Staff are terrific at telling us what won't work and why, if they are involved in the process. They are usually a lot less help in coming up with creative solutions to overcome problems. Often, we are the one to think differently and be prepared to try something new. Bite-sized experimentation suits Japan, given the general fear of failure and risk aversion. Change takes time in Japan. Lots of time. And maybe it just isn't possible in one rotation of your term here. Maybe you have to rely on your successor to pick up the gauntlet and keep pushing the strategy through the changes. If you don't get headquarters to sign on for it, and therefore get them to engage your successor to keep going, then there will be a lot of effort exuded by you and none of your legacy to show for it in Japan. You leave the country feeling unfulfilled, defeated, and ashamed you didn't make a real difference. This is something you have been known for in your previous positions, and one of the reasons you were selected to go to Japan in the first place. On that long trip to the airport, your mouth is full of the bitter ashes of years wasted, and deflated, you head for the boarding lounge to catch your flight out of Japan. Or you approach it differently and get a better outcome. Trust me, it won't happen by itself. So as the leader, you have to box smart while you are here in Japan. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then tell your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. You can contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Until the next episode, take what you thought valuable, put it into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. So, be one of them. Remember, I'm in your corner, your go-to guy for soft skills training in Tokyo, committed to your success here in Nippon.